The video is about some of the most dangerous roads in the world. It shows the rough terrains, landslides, mudslides, falling rocks, avalanches, steep cliffs and slopes, icy paths, and dangerous hairpin turns, extremely narrow bends which make one hold his breath. If you find the video interesting, please like it, share it with your friends and send your comments. Also, please subscribe the channel. Killer Tapangi Road, via Kishtwar, India. The road is 114 kilometers long. Its maximum elevation is 8,280 feet. The road is dangerous because of its steep cliffs, no guardrails, unpaved, mud and isolation. This hair-raising road is only for people who love to drive in the mountains and have nerves of steel. Open only during the summer months, this rocky, gravelly road has a 6-mile stretch which is particularly hazardous. Rocks overhang the road, and it looks as if they could fall upon the road at any moment. The road was built hundreds of years ago by local villagers and has not been repaired over the decades. The road is so dangerous that no buses and trucks drive on this route. Only wide enough for one jeep at a time and having no guardrails, this dirt and gravel road is terrifyingly unstable in places. One false move by a driver could send a vehicle 2,000 feet down a vertical cliff. This road is so frightening that it's hard to watch videos of people driving over it. If in your itinerary, make sure it's your last challenge. Karakoram Highway. Karakoram Highway connects Pakistan to China. Its length is 1,300 kilometers, and its maximum elevation is 15,466 feet. The road is dangerous due to landslides, falling rocks, floods, avalanches, and steep cliffs. Built as high as 15,000 feet above sea level and under very rough conditions, Karakoram Highway is sometimes considered the 8th wonder of the world. Construction on the road began in 1966 and was completed in 1979, although it wasn't open to the public until 1986. This dangerous road covers more than 1,300 kilometers and, at least in some places, follows the old Silk Road. Cutting through the most mountainous region in the world, the Karakoram Highway is beset with hazards: rock falls, landslides, avalanches, flooding, snow drifts, reckless drivers, herds of animals, precipitous cliffs, and terrible storms. Interestingly, the road meanders through the Hunza Valley, the scene of James Hilton's Lost Horizon, a novel about the mythical Shangri-La, a harmonious place where people live for centuries. 99 Bend Road to Heaven, China. It is located in China. Its length is 11 kilometers, and maximum elevation is 3,855 feet. It is dangerous because of its sheer drops and hairpin turns. It comes as no surprise that the country that brought us the Zhangjiajie Grand Canyon Glass Bridge and the rickety wooden walkways of Huashan has its share of dangerous roads. Located in Tianmen Mountain National Park in central China, the 99 Bend Road to Heaven features 99 death-defying hairpin turns constructed hundreds of feet in the air. If you went off the road in such places, you'd surely die in a fiery crash. In bad weather, with the ever-looming possibility of an earthquake, the road is incredibly treacherous. Many hapless folks must have died while constructing this highway in the sky. Kolyma Highway Road of Bones. Running 31 kilometers from Yakutsk to Magadan, the Kolyma Highway has a dark past. With untold number of Gulag prisoners buried beneath the highway, the Road of Bones continues to claim new lives every year. People of Kolyma region reside in one of the coldest inhabited places in the world. People here survive under extreme conditions in the shadow of gruesome history. From 1932 to 1953, millions of victims of Soviet repression were sent to forced labor camps in Siberia, holding a mixture of ordinary criminals and political prisoners from all over Europe. One of the Gulag operations was the construction of Kolyma Highway. Untold numbers died constructing the highway across the frozen ground. They were buried where they fell. Their corpses were often used in the foundation of the road to protect it from permafrost. The highway is considered a memorial by some because it is rumored that the bones of 25000 Guiliang Tunnel Road. Guiliang Tunnel Road is located in China. Its length is 1.2 kilometers, and its maximum elevation is 2,000 feet. It is considered dangerous due to sheer cliffs, no guardrails, extreme fog, rock falls, and mud. When the Chinese government decided it wasn't worth the trouble and expense to make a road that would be used by only 300 villagers, 13 of those villagers decided to build a 0.8-mile tunnel through the solid rock of a vertical cliff. Located in the Taihang Mountains in the province of Henan, the villagers used explosives to blow their way through this vertiginous cliff. Lacking road building experience, some villagers died in accidents. The tunnel is 15 feet high and 12 feet wide, barely wide enough for 2 cars. Taking 5 years to build, the road was opened to traffic in 1977. Beware, this road is particularly dangerous when it rains. Interestingly, at least 2 other cliff tunnel roads have been constructed in this area of China. Sichuan-Tibet Highway. Sichuan-Tibet Highway, China, is located in China and Tibet. Its length is 1,330 miles, 2,140 kilometers, and maximum elevation 15,420 feet. It is dangerous because of rock slides, mudslides, avalanches, hairpin turns, and cliffs. This very long highway connects Chengdu in Sichuan with Lhasa in Tibet, through an area known as Kham. Continuously beset with rock slides and avalanches, the Sichuan-Tibet Highway is a treacherous, switchback-laden highway that winds among towering peaks, often causing vomit-spewing altitude sickness in travelers. Along the way, numerous Buddhist monasteries, red-robed Buddhists, and herds of yaks can be seen. The road was built between 1950 and 1954, and since then, many thousands of people have died while traveling on the Sichuan-Tibet Highway, a shocking 7,500 deaths for every 100,000 drivers. Zozila Pass, India. Zozila Pass has a length of 9 kilometers, and its maximum elevation is 11,575 feet. Extreme weather, no guardrails, steep cliffs, narrow and unpaved road make it a dangerous road. The Zozila Pass has a dirt road with no guardrails or traffic signs, and where landslides are a continual problem. Moreover, the road zigzags among craggy peaks at over 11,000 feet at its highest elevation. Zozila Pass is a high-altitude mountain pass which separates Kashmir Valley from Ladakh region. It is considered as the gateway to Ladakh. Due to its strategic importance, this area has seen some wars. In Zozila War, this area was captured by Pakistani tribals, SND recaptured by India through Operation Bison. There is war memorial dedicated to war heroes of Zozila near Gumri near Zozila Top. Connecting the towns of Srinagar and Leh in the western Himalayan mountain range, Zozila Pass is generally closed during the winter when 50-foot snowdrifts make it impassable. Mercifully for drivers on the road, Zozila Pass is only about 9 kilometers long. It was originally built in 1947 and was first used for military purposes. Stelvio Pass, Eastern Alps, is a mountain pass in the northern Italy located on the border between Italy and Switzerland. Its maximum elevation is 9,045 feet. It is considered dangerous because of its hairpin turns and steep grade. Considered by many to be the greatest driving road in the world, it must be positively grand to drive Stelvio Pass in a Ferrari or other high-performance sports car. The scenic beauty on the sides is breathtaking. Often used for cyclists or runners in competitions such as the Grand Tour or Stelvio Marathon, Stelvio Pass has 75 hairpin turns and probably shouldn't be traveled at all at night or during the winter when it's often closed because of weather conditions. Death Road, Bolivia. The 39-kilometer stretch of dirt road in mountains west of La Paz, Bolivia, is one of the most notorious roads in the world. Before the new highway was opened in 2007, the North Yungas Road, aka the Death Road, carried a lot of traffic and was the most dangerous road in the world. The Death Road is now used by bikers who have signed up for a downhill biking adventure. A dozen or more bikers still die on the road every year. Bolivians say that Death Road is so called, not because of the large number of accidents and fatalities, but due to the fact that the opponents of the government were thrown down the hill for certain death during Bolivia's bloody revolution in 1950. Bolivia's North Yungas Road is known as Death Road also because of its dangerous conditions. The road is known for extreme danger as the road seldom gets wider than 10 feet. It has cliffs that drop 2,000 feet at every turn, and there are vertical drops of up to 1,000 meters over the edge. There are many cascades. The weather is often foggy and there are frequent landslides. Taroko Gorge Road, Taiwan. Its length is 19 kilometers. It is called dangerous because of its narrow, blind corners, rock falls, landslides, flooding, and earthquakes. Similar to the Guiliang Tunnel Road, Taroko Gorge Road is carved out of and through the mountains. Due to the spectacular beauty of its surroundings, the road is well frequented in spite of its fearsome reputation. This means a slew of tour buses, cars, scooters, bicyclists, and pedestrians are all vying for space on the same narrow road, a frightening prospect, considering the number of blind turns and extremely narrow bends in the road. The road is also very hard to keep in good condition, as heavy rainfall and typhoons often cause landslides and rockslides that leave sections of the road impassable. While many who have visited say that it is well worth the danger, this is not a road for the faint heart. Stelvio Pass, Eastern Alps, is a mountain pass in the northern Italy located on the border between Italy and Switzerland. Its maximum elevation is 9,045 feet. It is considered dangerous because of its hairpin turns and steep grade. Considered by many to be the greatest driving road in the world, it must be positively grand to drive Stelvio Pass in a Ferrari or other high-performance sports car. The scenic beauty on the sides is breathtaking. Often used for cyclists or runners in competitions such as the Grand Tour or Stelvio Marathon, Stelvio Pass has 75 hairpin turns and probably shouldn't be traveled at all at night or during the winter when it's often closed because of weather conditions. Kabul to Kandahar Road. It is located in Afghanistan, and length of this section is 300 miles. It is dangerous because of huge potholes and craters, banditry, and lack of law enforcement. The ring road from Kabul to Kandahar is perhaps the most drivable section of a circular highway system that stretches throughout the interior of Afghanistan for 1,400 miles. Although this section of the ring road is passable, it has many deep potholes, the damage from improvised exploding devices, and drone strikes when the US military controlled the country for 20 years. There's also much traffic on this stretch of the ring road. 18-wheel trucks, buses, and cars regularly trundle over the road, causing damage to it. Unfortunately, construction crews can only work on the road if there is money for repairs, which can be difficult to obtain in a poor country, and only if work crews are escorted by heavily armed guards. One should only travel on it during daylight hours, when the weather is clear, and carrying a gun or two for protection in one's vehicle wouldn't be a bad idea, either. Good luck!